So, catch and cook. I've been getting, well, a few people have said to me, you know, why don't you do some catch and cook? Because a lot of the other channels do it, the YouTube channels, you know. And believe it or not, I was a chef for many years. I was pretty good, and I know my way around the kitchen. I was an a la carte chef, traditionally French trained and all that, you know. So I know everything about food. I know everything about fish. I was a fishmonger for a few years in Tesco back in '97. So, you know, I know my way around any fish. Filleting, not a problem. Round fish is harder to, you know, for me, round fish is harder than flat fish. I like doing flat fish, it's nice and easy. So, yeah, so come on in a minute. So here we have a nice 5-pound bass here, look, that I was lucky enough to catch at the weekend. It's a lovely eating size. You know, you can say, yes, it is a breeder, but it's £5 is a nice size, you know, and it's a real nice, you get much better meat off a bigger bass. It's fact, right? Anyone that's, all these people that say on Facebook, oh, £8, £9 bass, oh, tastes like crap. You know, it doesn't taste like rubbish, a £9 bass. If you've ever eaten a £9 bass, they are absolutely magnificent fish. You know, you're talking big, thick fillets, like big cod flakes. It's just lovely, like, you know. And obviously, the bigger bass command a higher price. Why is that? Because it's better quality, all right? So £5 is about my limit for taking a fish. If it's any bigger than that, it's going back. You know, I am catch and release mostly, but you know, inflation's through the roof. You know, our shopping bill's gone up every week. You know, the energy's going up all the time. The fuel's going up all the time. So that means that your average Joe angler, to go out and catch something, you know, not even as big as this, or catch anything, you're talking like 30 quid now for a fish, just for a short fishing session, 30 odd quid with your bait and your fuel and everything. So we're going to do a little catch and cook today. And this is the first part, how to deal with a reasonably sized bass, how to fillet one. Right, so we're going to do that now. I've scaled the fish, and another thing I will have to say is that do not eat your fish straight out the sea, right? The only thing you should eat straight out the sea is your pelagic fish, your mackerel, your herring, your pilchard, anything that's on the surface, your tuna, obviously tuna, sushi, you know, it's all like 12 hours old or whatever. But with bass and with a lot of the prime fish, you know, you have to hang it. What do I mean by hang it? You don't hang it. You put it in the fridge, like you would treat meat, you let it relax. So this fish is, you know, this was caught the weekend. It's been 3 days now to relax. And if you just come in on this fish again, I'll just show you how tender it is. You know, when you get a fish straight out of the sea, rigor mortis sets in, it goes rock hard, it's stiff, and it's solid. This fish, look, you can see there, it's just starting to relax. Obviously, look, you can see the blood there. It's very fresh still. It's 3 days old, but I'm happy now. When you can put a finger in it, look, and it makes a little impression, that to me is perfect. When it's solid, if you tried to eat this fish just out of the sea, you wouldn't like it. It wouldn't taste much. It would be a pretty coarse texture, quite chewy. You know, it would be all tough and horrible. So relax your fish, yeah? And that's for cod as well. All right, with cod, take the guts out first. You know, when you catch your cod, take the guts out, leave them in the fridge cling film for a couple of days, and you'll really taste the difference. You know, trust me, you know, I was a chef, fishmonger. So anyway, back to the fish. So yeah, so there's our magnificent bass that I caught, you know, nice size. So we're gonna get them onto the chopping board here. So the light's not very good in the kitchen, but hey, we'll just wing it. So, you know, it's not easy making videos, YouTube videos out when you're filming and doing stuff like that. And ultimately, now we're in the kitchen. No, don't go too far back, so I don't want you to see the mess. Ultimately, you know, I'm not afraid of the camera. I love what I do. I'm not afraid to talk to you and, you know, nothing like that. But this is quite hard, you know, so at the end of the video, if you like my videos, then do me the courtesy, give it a like, give me a comment, you know, just give me something back, you know, because this is like, you know, it takes quite a lot to do this. So, right. So, there's my ingredients for later on at the cooking part. This is just the fillet. So, I'll probably do this in 2 videos of how to fillet a bass. So, that's what we're going to use later on. We're going to do a little Asian number on this bass. Very quick. Noodles. With a nice little teriyaki sauce there. Look, I've just got down the road for 50 pence. Yeah. Beauty. Right, so fillet knife, yeah? Got to have a flexible fillet knife before you even do anything. Right, so there's Mr. Bass there, look, or Mrs. Bass actually. It was Mrs. Bass. And obviously we've got to take the fillet off this. It's been scaled, so look, there's no scales on it. And you must do this because if you don't remove the scales, as soon as you put that in the pan, it'll just go and it will curl up and it won't be good, right? So look, so I'm going to cut him around the ear, what I call the ear, that's the little side fin there, look. So I'm going in. So I'll just cut underneath that fin there, look, just loosen this off. I've done that very well actually. And I'll turn him over, her over. Same here, look, and obviously look, your meat goes right into the V of the head there, and you don't really want to waste any of this nice meat, yeah? So up into the head like that, yeah? And then I'll just go down here, get rid of that fin, so that's out the way. So there we go, so now we're at this stage, yeah? So now, all we need to do is obviously take the fillet off. So yeah, a sharp knife is essential, and I'm just gonna have to put my specs on for this because I need to see what I'm doing. We're gonna just cut nicely into that V up there. There we go, he's just popped in there. And then confidently, it's all about confidence really. You know, just be confident, follow that line, yeah? Right down to the tail. And look, if you get it wrong, you get it wrong. It doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't really matter if you get this right or wrong. It's, you know, it's a learning thing, yeah? So look, I've gone in there, look, and you can see the bone. So that's the top. You can hear it there, look, so that's perfect, yeah? I've just missed the bone, yeah? So now we're gonna start following that bone. And I've actually just gone over that bone at the tail because the tail's flapping off the end of the board. So I've kind of lost a little bit of my my mojo there, right? So there we go. You can pull this back, no problem. Yeah. Right, so I'm just really gently following down the bone, as you can see. And I've done quite a good job of that. There we go. No, I've just missed that one as well. There we go. Right. So get down to the middle, yeah. And there's the middle bone there. It's like a bump. So just over the other side of that now, I'm going to keep my knife pointing down this way at this angle, yeah, not like this. So just always on the bone. There you go, look. So I've opened her up a bit more there, look, and I haven't really wasted much there, yeah. So then once you've got this tail bit kind of released, I'll just give it one more. Then what I do is I push right through to kind of like where the sort of the vent is at the back, if you like that, yeah. And then I'm just going to follow down, keep the knife down all the time so you're not wasting any meat. And there you go, look. So that's a sort of halfway there, isn't it? Yeah. It's not a bad job. The hardest bit is getting over the rib cage in all these round fish, and it is quite hard, right? So now I'm going to pull it back onto the board to release this top bit. So I'll just give that a little bit of a, try and get it come away. There you go. Now we can just get into the ribs now there, look. So we've got down to the rib cage. So that's the ribs there. And what I do now is I actually sort of force the knife through the ribs there like that. Yeah, we're right on the bone there, look. So there's the rib bones, yeah. So I wasted nothing, right? And then at the bottom, we just take it off. And there, look, we just made one little mistake there. And let me just get rid of this a minute. Let's have a look. Right, so this is what we've got. So that's one fillet off a 5-pound bass, and that's a nice fillet. Yeah, I've done a good job there. There's no waste on that. There's nothing left on the frame, you know. And you're talking a 5-pound fish. You're talking what, 2 pound of meat on it, maybe a bit more. So that's a lot of dinner for two, isn't it? It's actually a bit too much because Cheeky Girl's not got a very big appetite and she won't eat that much. So she'll probably eat something like that, and I'll probably go for something like that. And then so you got 3 dinners out of that one fillet there, yeah. So all I'm going to do now is actually portion it. So I know that my Cheeky Girl will probably eat about that much, okay. So that's Cheeky's portion there. And then I'm going to go for a nice, what they call a darn, the darn section, okay. So I'm not going to be too greedy. I'm going to go there like that. And then obviously this, you can, you know, you can cling film that and freeze it, and you can have it again another day. And it's just lovely, like, you know, look at the size of the, you know, the fillet on it. And when that hits the pan, that just like puffs right up and it sort of comes together. It's really nice. So yeah, so that's basically how you get the meat off a bass. The other side, exactly the same, but in reverse, you know, so you just turn it over and you go through the process. You know, we won't do that now, we haven't got time. So there you go. So that's a little introduction to, you know, how to prepare bass, sea bass, as it's sometimes called. Okay. So that's nice, and I know that's going to taste nice, look, because it's just softening up nicely now, and that's going to be a really nice meal for us. So that's how to fillet a bass done. Here we are, fishing friends. Catch and cook Asian bass. Right, so there's the ingredients. Yeah, this is a really simple dish. You know, I'm calling this one, let's call it Asian Plimpton Bassman, right? Something like that anyway. So all I've got there is mushroom, red chilli, de-seeded because you don't want it blowing your head off. Julienne of ginger. Julienne is a posh word for strips, right? Done. And garlic. So I've just sliced up 2 big cloves of garlic there, so they're just like that. And a bunch of the bog standard spring onions, and that's it, man. So yeah, the bass is here. So the bass that we've just filleted in the last little bit is there, look. So that's olive oil, salt and pepper on that. That's been sort of relaxing there for about half an hour since we've done the last bit. Okay, so let's get the bass on, because you'll need the oven on for this. So get the oven on like 180, get it already hot, because I'm going to sort of seal this in this pan, and then it's going in the oven so you won't see it. So this is the first bit. I'm not going to flour this or anything like that. Yes, I'm just going to rub it in the oil. All right, reasonably hot pan, and look, see how this curls up? Right, this is how you can tell when fish is fresh. If it does this in your pan, now that's what I'm talking about. See how that's just raised up quite a lot? That's what happens. So, wash my hands. So what I do now is, at this stage, I force it flat. Okay, so you want that to flatten out, just to relax, because it's very, very, still quite fresh, you see. So if you try to do this on the day you caught it, or even the day after, you can imagine what was going to happen. And this is, you know, this is three days old now. So there we go, it's just flattening down now, look. So I'm putting quite a lot of pressure on that, just to flatten it, yeah? So there we go, it's just about there now. So that's just searing one side. We want a bit of colour on it. I've got, the gas is quite high at the moment, right? So at the same time, I think we're good to go in the other pan here. We'll just heat that up a little bit, this other pan's not quite hot enough yet. Right, so that bass is now, you know, see, I've got a lovely non-stick pan, there's no skin coming off or anything. Right, so I hope you can see that. So now you can see that it's starting to turn opaque around the edges. So that means that under the skin is now being cooked. And it's at that stage where you want to think about turning it over. And you can see on this fillet as well, look. You can see that it's turning opaque around the edges. So that it's starting to cook. So let's flip them over. There you go, look. And you see the skin has actually come off there. Because of the gluten in the skin, it's actually, you know, it's pulled it back. So we'll turn this little baby over now. There you go. And you don't really have to force this flat, because this is fine now. That's all good. So in the other pan, well, that's just, so we're just sealing that really, and then that's going in the oven for about, I don't know, 10 minutes, something like that. So with the other stuff here, like the vegetables that we want to cook, so we just put all this in at the same time. Hot pan, no messing about. And what I'll do is now I'll actually swap them over, because that's a bigger gas. You know, we're getting a new kitchen next year, so bear with us. Right, so that's just going to seal it, you know, just to brown it off a little bit there. And this, the vegetables now, they're gonna fry off, yeah. And also with this dish, we're just gonna fry off these noodles. So I've just got them ready to wok. Amoy, is it? Amoy noodles or whatever brand? I don't, whatever the brand is. So medium noodles, they're all ready to go in the wok. So they're all ready to go. And then the little sauce I'm going to drizzle over the top, like the chefs do, you know, like that. Right, that's the teriyaki sauce in there. I was going to go sweet chili, but that's just a cheap teriyaki stir-fry sauce. Microwaved it for a minute so it's warm. I'll give it another flash. Okay, just top these vegetables. Check me out tossing this veg, eh? Yeah, I was a good chef. And basically that's it. So that's ready to go in the oven now, yeah? So you just keep an eye on that. That's our bass gone in the oven. And then once this is wilted down and it's ready, then I'm going to put it on a plate, keep it warm in the oven, and I'm going to just fry off the noodles, and then everything just comes together, done, yeah? So I don't want this to be boring, it's got to be snappy, yeah? And there's the, have a look at that now. Don't worry about the smoke alarm, folks. One thing we didn't plan for was the smoke alarm. Right, so this is cooking down now, look. So we'll just give that a couple more minutes. So it's, you know, you don't want it raw, you want it sort of reasonably cooked. Hopefully the smoke alarm will stop soon. Lovely. Just saute that veg down. Any of my old chefing mates watching now, they'll be loving this. So here we are, back at it. So that's our sweated down little veg selection there. Garlic, chilli, ginger, mushroom. So that's really nice. So I'm just going to put that in the oven with the bass just to keep it hot in a minute. So that's all wilted down. You don't want it overcooked. It's still the right colour. It's still nice bright colours. It's good. So I'll get these noodles in. I used to get, they did a fresh one at Tesco's we used to get quite a lot. Little egg fried noodles, but we just don't do it anymore, so it's like, you know, convenience, isn't it? You know, these are okay. Straight to wok noodles. A couple of minutes, they're done. And this dish, you know, it might seem a bit posh, but it really isn't. You know, it's just really fresh. The flavours are incredible in, you know, in all that vegetables that we've done there. You know, you've got the garlic, the ginger, the chilli, and the onion, and it all blends in together. Then a little bit of sauce on it over at the end. And yeah, it's like a little bit of, you know, like a little bit of restaurant at home. It's just really nice. You know, it's one of my favourite dishes. You know, we don't have bass that often, but when I do, this is what we have, because it is the best way to do it. You can bake bass in foil and, you know, with lemon and all that. But for me, I like a nice fillet, you know, with a nice bit of flavour, you know, a bit of zing, yeah. So they're nearly ready. So in a minute we'll get the bass out and we'll put this together. Well, here we are, final stages. So we've got our sauce hot there, look, a little teriyaki sauce, just microwave that, yeah. So I'm just going to drizzle a bit of that over the top of everything, yeah. And then we've got our nice stir-fried vegetables there, look. Really nice. Oh yeah, really good. Smells really nice. So we'll just put this together now. There's our noodles. Off with the gas. So we'll just do up a plate here so you can see. We're going to use the posh plates today. All right, we're not massive eaters. We don't eat that much. Right, so very quickly, look. So this is it's a 10-minute dish. Like, you know, if you forget to fill in the fish, apart from the preparation is what, 5 minutes? It's like a 10-minute, 15-minute dish, you know, just got to wait for the bass to cook. You know, get the vegetables done, get your noodles done. So that's all ready, look. So now we just need our lovely bass. Stay there a sec. Which is literally just coming out of the oven now. There it is. So I've left it skin side up, because obviously the skin is actually protecting, you know, the fish underneath that. So hopefully it'll be nicely coloured underneath. So 1 second, it's very hot. So what I'll do first is I'll turn it over, and there you go, look at that. That is perfect for me. So I'm just going to put that on there. Yeah, it's broken off a bit, doesn't matter. Turn this one over. There's a little tail section there, look. That's cheekies. So we'll just put that one there on the side. That one just broke, it's a shame. But the cats are not having that, I'm having that. So there you go, and I'll just a little bit of that oil over the top just to moisten that fish a little bit. There we go. And right, so here's the nice veg. Look, it's still hot. Right, and you can do what you want with the veg. You know, you can have the bass down here a bit, and you can sort of like just put it over the top of the noodles, yeah, like that. Not everywhere. Just arrange it sort of semi-nice, you know. We're not on MasterChef here. And then here I like a bit next to the fish as well. Let's just move that down. And this is a really easy dish, and it looks really posh. Look, you could invite your dinner guests around and do them this, and they'd think, wow, you know, what a good chef you are. So there you go, nice healthy bit of veg there as well. Should have done this with a spoon, not a fork. Right, so that's the veg done, or almost. And then there's our saucelet, and then I'm just gonna look, just put a bit. You know, we're not, like I say, we're not chefs here. Just put a bit around it. Nice little drizzle. You know, the teriyaki sauce is a soy, you know, like a soy sauce based thing. You know. There we go. Look, nice little bit of sauce there. And that's it. That's it, man. That's it done. So there you go. That's my Asian Plimpton bass by me, Paul Bassman Gordon. That's my first catch and cook for a long time. I did a squid one years ago, which has had like 20,000 views. So yeah, that's a really easy meal, you know, for a school night or any night really. Obviously, you can have it with a nice glass of wine, whatever. So yeah, so that's the bass done, and now it's time for us to eat.